Now that we've established the why employee engagement is so important, let's talk about who is involved and how to get them involved into an improvement process. Now, this has multi layers to it. I think that the first layer that we'll encounter of who being involved is obviously the employees. More specifically, the disengaged employees. These are the ones that are actively being negative towards either the department or the institution as a whole. Now, what I propose to do is to create a department specific survey to where we can address specific issues within the department, not the institution, but things that are affecting these employees specifically. I think that if we explain to them that we're going to be conducting this survey in an effort to get to the bottom of things and potentially improve them, they may understand. Now, here's the problem that I was talking about earlier, is that disengaged employees may see this as extra work for them, which will potentially put them off to it. So we have to come up with a way to be very transparent, to deliver our thoughts as well as attain the thoughts of these employees and what we can do to fix any issues that are at hand. Now, the best way to do that is once things are established, create an actual timeline. Pick a topic that is discussed and make an action plan and show them that we are actually holding ourselves accountable in an effort to correct the issues that they're seeing. Being transparent with the staff, I think, will take a little weight off of our shoulders, making us look more vulnerable, more on the same playing field as the employees who may feel disengaged and may feel that management staff is not showing any effort towards helping them specifically. This will also be a way to show them that we can improve the future. If we can talk about specific issues that are happening, we can tell them exactly what we can do, and if we don't know the answers, we can tell them how we might be able to fix them or at least address them. We can also explain that it's a judgment-free and it's a ramification-free zone. This is a survey to really get to the bottom of things. This is something that could be done anonymously, but this is something that we want to hear the nitty-gritty behind the issues in the department. If somebody has a certain issue with a specific topic, this is where it can come out. It may not feel comfortable in other venues to be talking about things, but this is a way to show the employees that yes, you can bring up touchy subjects, and yes, we can attempt to fix them. It'll be an open floor type of dynamic. Obviously, the survey would go out before having a department meeting. We could discuss all of the issues brought up in this survey, and hopefully people would feel more comfortable to talk about them once they've heard them out loud from their coworkers. Maybe some people are having the same issues as others, and this is a way to get those feelings out and to get them into a safe zone where they can speak their minds and really take it upon themselves to fix the department that they work in. The other layer to this would be the management staff. We also have to get them on board with it as well. It is creating more work for supervisors and managers, but I think the end result is worth it to them. The way that we can get them to buy in is to just reiterate how employee engagement scores directly correlate with patient satisfaction scores. The more motivated an employee, the higher those patient satisfaction scores will end up being. And again, this isn't a survey to try and raise patient satisfaction scores. This is a step before that. It's a way to raise the employee engagement and motivation scores, which will in turn affect the patient satisfaction scores. And I can't think of any management staff that wouldn't want to do that, especially since a lot of reimbursement is based on patient satisfaction scores now. So the resources that I'll need for this are prior annual engagement surveys, which I've actually already gotten. This is how I was able to create the survey for specific departmental issues that will just open the door. These are these are issues that I've come up with myself that I think that anybody can probably relate to. And the best thing about them is ideally it'll open the door for any other issues that might come up. Like if they hear me speak about one thing, maybe it'll resonate with them to talk about another, and then this just snowballs into all of these potential issues that we might have. Hopefully not too many, but the more that are out there, the more that we can try to fix, and the more motivated these employees will be because they'll see our motivation in trying to help them to engage. The survey that I've created is only 10 questions. I thought it was important to keep it short, keep it sweet. It's done in a way to kind of get the wheels turning within each employee. I feel that by addressing these certain things, it can lead to other things. I started the survey specifically with the job itself, and then I kind of branched off into the employees themselves. So it's kind of a fundamental way to see if the issues are within the employee or if the employee sees the issues within the job. So specifically, my first question on the survey was, how satisfied are you with your job specifically, not the place that you work at? How happy are you being an X-ray technologist? I feel if we can address that right out of the floodgates, and if some people are saying that they're not satisfied with that, well, there may not be a whole lot that we can do for that individual. We can try to rekindle some of the fire that they had under them when they first became a technologist, but I feel like if we can identify those people who are actively disengaged from their career, it'll have a different outcome than the people that are actively disengaged from the place that they work. The second question that I thought would be important to talk about is the pay. Now, this is a touchy subject because there's only so much that any management staff can do about pay. I think we all understand that. We realize that there are so many things that are encompassed into how much a technologist is paid, be it from how long they've been a technologist, where their experience is, and what we can do with that experience at the place that they work. But I feel if we have at least this in the subject matter, it'll get the ball rolling with other things. Now, the next question is about staffing within the department. And I said, do you feel that the department is adequately staffed? Now, I feel like some technologists are going to have a lot to say about this. I feel like it may cause some conversations to come up of one shift as opposed to another shift. One shift has more staffing. This shift has far less staffing, but they do less procedures. There's so many things behind that, but I want to see what the consensus is throughout the department on how we can improve if there is need to improve there. The next question I asked was, do you respect your working supervisors as leaders in their job-specific duties? So what I mean by that is the supervisors are all working supervisors within our department. So they work alongside with it. They also have to take on the leadership role and act as a segue between the staff technologist and management. But if the staff technologist doesn't feel that the supervisor who's a working technologist is adequate in the job itself, maybe that's causing some disengagement as well. How do you look at someone who's supposed to lead you if you don't have faith in their abilities to do the job they're asking you to do? The next question I asked was, do you feel involved with decisions in the workplace? Now, things have to change sometimes, and we always try to keep an open floor plan when changes have to be made. But at the end of the day, somebody has to make a decision. And I'm asking here with this question, do you feel that you are being involved enough in these decisions? The next one is, are you feeling recognized at work? Now, this may seem kind of silly or juvenile, but It goes a long way when somebody says, "Hey, nice job," or "Hey, thanks for staying late. Thanks for making sure to get everything cleaned up as possible." Just hearing the words has such an effect on our own psyche that it'll make us want to continue to do more. And I feel that if employees aren't feeling recognized, that may cause an effect of them not wanting to do those things that we should be thanking them for. The next question was that I asked in the survey is, do you feel motivated at work? Just plain out. Do you feel like the way that our workflow is set, the way that you have coworkers there to help you or not, depending on the shift and your assignment, do you feel that you're motivated to want to do what's asked of you? The next one is the communication factor. I felt that no matter what you do to have a successful department, you have got to communicate. And maybe what I see as good communication isn't the same as what everybody else sees. Nowadays, we rely pretty heavily on email, especially in a 24-hour-a-day type of business that we have here. But does everybody else feel that that is the best way to communicate, especially pressing topics? Should we try something else? What we're doing, is it working? Are you getting the information that you need? Do you feel that you can get the information to us that you need? The next part that I wanted to address is, it's along the same lines as the communication, but do you feel that you're being encouraged to use teamwork within the department? Do you feel that it's a place where you can utilize your other staff to do as good a job as possible? And then the last question is, do you feel that there is opportunity for career development? Now, this is a touchy subject because as an X-ray technologist, without going and furthering your knowledge of different modalities, there's only certain places that you can go. And my concern is, does staff realize that? And are they motivated within themselves to utilize that? Beyond being a staff technologist, you can be a supervisor or a lead tech of a department. You can work your way up to being a manager of a department. But again, unless you venture off into another modality, you may not realize that there are only certain places that you can go. And are you motivated to get there? I feel that the best technologists are always striving to do more and striving to learn more and striving to take on more duties within themselves. And this question addresses that. Are you feeling that we're encouraging you to do so? And if not, let's talk about it. What can we do in that effect? And again, this survey is very specific to our department. It's very specific to our technologists. And ideally, it'll get to the bottom of some issues that are pretty big. And we can use the answers to help to motivate the staff. I feel, again, that any of these questions that are asked in the survey, we can put an adequate timeline on. We can put an action plan into place. And again, this will motivate the staff to want to participate because it's showing the accountability that's being held within ourselves to do as much as possible for the staff.